Iram di ira hanaina orasa la aima yawete, irgai e ira Ælis ta ai akka. Hello again, I welcome you to the 10th Ælis tutorial video. Over the course of the following videos, we'll discuss how the Ælis syntax works. It is very different from what we know in English, and therefore it will take a few tutorials too. So as we still have plenty ahead of us, today I'd like to do no more than simply give you an idea about the principal ideology of how the Ælis syntax works. English, as well as Spanish, German, French, Swedish, and many others, use a syntax that is based on a subject, a verb, direct and indirect objects, adverbials, etc. If the verb is an auxiliary verb, it can have a predicate instead of a direct object. Sentences can feature a variety of conjugated and non-conjugated verbs, among which we count the infinitive and the past participle. There are gerunds, imperatives, prepositional clauses, nouns, adjectives, and so much more. But in Ælis, none of these things exist. Just like the previous lessons dealt with the explanation of how the distinction between nouns and adjectives is fuzzy, and also the distinction between singular and plural is fuzzy, also here, the difference between subject, verb, and object hardly exists. Ælis' sentence structure is actually very simple, so simple that it will take some time to wrap your mind around it and apply that particular way of thinking. In order for you to grasp that way of thinking right from the start, you should try to describe every possible sentence as consisting of the following four parts. Something is given by something or someone, to something or someone, in a given context or setting. With this taken into account, it is actually very easy to figure right from the start how Ælis can have a free word order. After all, we can also say something is given by something or someone in a certain context to something or someone, something is given to someone by someone in a given context, something is given to someone in a certain context and by someone, something is given in a certain context by someone to something or someone, and something is given in a certain context to something or someone and by something or someone. If you know your math, you will know that with this structure there are 24 basic word orders. As we will see in later videos, the prepositions used in the sentences you see on screen now aren't necessary in Ælis, because the words are marked with prefixes to already incorporate that specific meaning. And so, every sentence is described as something 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 something, and we'll see how the difference in color is expressed with language alone. The key to the Ælis way of thinking, as mentioned before, is to fit every possible utterance you can imagine into this four-way structure. To get you started, let's look at a few easy sentences. Example number 1. My name is John. This sentence consists of a subject, an auxiliary verb, and a predicate. But as we know, that doesn't work in Ælis. Instead, this utterance is formulated as the name John is given to me. Example number 2. Instead of saying, I see the dog, we say, vision of the dog is given to me. Another example. He likes languages. In the Ælis sentence structure, it becomes pleasure is given to him by languages, or simply, languages give him pleasure. Now what do we do if we put this sentence in the past tense? He liked languages. We just add a context, the past. So, whichever sentence you try to create in Ælis, you need to remember, something is given by something or someone, to something or someone, in a given context. Let's illustrate this with the very same introduction phrase we've used so often. Iram di ira hanaina ora la aima yawete. It is desirable that I could bring you the best possible situations. Now, we've already dealt with what the little angular thingies, the liska, mean and do, so that we also know that diira means desirable manner, and that na ora means perfect situations. And in the video about the personal pronouns, we learned that aema means me, and uete means you. If we now fit this phrase into our four-way structure, we get, in a context of desirable manner, the best possible situations are given by me to you. And there we have it. In a given context, something is given by someone to someone. Iram di ira, hanaina ora, la aima, yauete.